10 electric mountain bikes released in the last few weeks. Yes, the market's gone crazy, and yes, we're gonna check these bikes out right now. Riders, welcome back to Sam's Bikes, where you know we only talk e-bikes, and today we are looking at the 10 brand new electric mountain bikes released in the last few weeks. The market is going crazy, but we have all the details right here. And the last few weeks have been absolutely crazy. If you haven't seen my first look at the Orbea Wild, check it out. New bike dropping next week as well. And also in the coming weeks, we're going to be testing the Ibis Orso and the Trek Fuel EXE. So it's all going on. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really does help out with the algorithms. And before we crack on with those new 10 electric mountain bikes, a massive shout out to the long-term sponsor, Quadlock, making the best smartphone solutions for your mountain bike, your home office. And now, look at this for the content creator. Look, this is a selfie/tripod stick. I absolutely love this. Check that out. Amazing. I've been using this for the last couple of weeks, and out in the trails, it's actually quite hard to keep your phone still. If you're holding it like this, you know, these phones are expensive. You don't want to drop them, and it's really not that stable. But this is a game changer, super stable. And when you're like, I get my friends to shoot me a little bit, and they don't have the most stable hands. Sorry, Haman. But this makes it so much easier to track someone when they're riding. And also, if I want to do a bit of POV action, I can do it like this. Absolutely love this product. And riders, the legends at Quadlock are giving a 10% discount to every Sam's Bikes rider, link in the show notes. And now on to the 10 new electric mountain bikes in the last few weeks. I know the market's going crazy, and this first bike is super, super interesting. Number one, GasGas ECC Race e-bike Prototype. As I said, for me, this has to be one of the most interesting electric mountain bikes released this year for three reasons. First off, GasGas, welcome to the party. Like, GasGas has been making good e-bikes for the last few years, but they're not exactly sort of living up to the GasGas name. And this bike definitely looks like it is. And secondly, we have a new motor, and possibly it's a SRAM motor. That's what the rumors are saying. And it possibly is. First off, check out the bike. It's dripping in SRAM products. And secondly, later in the year at the EDR, GasGas have a team, and it's co-sponsored by SRAM. So I would imagine it is a SRAM motor, but we'll have to wait and see. And also, riders, check out that suspension. It's WP suspension. And it does look amazing, but it also does look a little bit reminiscent of RockShox products. So it could be a collaboration between WP and RockShox, or it could be a standalone product. Again, we're gonna have to wait and see. And riders, I have zero information on this bike, but I believe it's probably a 29er or mullet compatible. I reckon it's probably got 170 or 180 up front and 170 or 165 in the rear. I think it probably does have a SRAM motor. I think it probably has 85 to 95 newton meters of power. I also think that battery would be between 700 and maybe 820. And I reckon the weight's probably coming in around 22.5 to 24. And given the price of the old GasGas bikes, which aren't too expensive, I think this is going to be pretty well priced. I don't think it's going to be crazy expensive. I reckon we'll see the top end builds coming in around 10,000. And I'm sure we're going to get loads more information in the coming weeks, because the first race for GasGas on this prototype is going to be in Finale for the EDR, the first week in June. Number two, Polygon Collosus. I love the look of the new Polygon, and this possibly could be the best priced entry-level e-bike on the market this year. Check it out. We've got the new EP8 motor, the EP801. We've also got a 630 watt hour battery. We've also got 38s. We've also got an X2. We've also got XT brakes, Schwalbe tires, 6-bar linkage suspension, coming in at $5,099 US. That is amazing value and ticks a lot of boxes for me. The new Polygon is rolling on 29 wheels. It's got 160 of travel up front and 160 in the rear. the Shimano EP801, a 630 watt hour battery. Weight isn't available, but I'd imagine it's around 24 to 25 kilos. It's only available in one model, but coming in just over 5,000 US dollars. This is sensational value. And legend riders, time for a cheeky plug for samsbikes.net. If you are thinking about buying your next electric mountain bike, you need to check out samsbikes.net. Think of it as the Wikipedia of e-bikes. We have every bike in a list, so you can go through and look at every bike. You can also compare the bikes. You can also search by motor, by chainstay, by battery size, by price. It really is the best thing on the market. And riders, check it out and let me know in the show notes what you think of it and how we can improve it. Number 3, Marin Rift Zone, and another very well priced e-bike in 2023. I always had a sweet spot for the Alpine Trail. I thought that was a really cool looking bike. And the same goes for the new Rift. The new Rift is a trail bike rolling on 29 wheels, 140 of travel up front and 140 in the rear. Rocking the new Shimano EP801 motor with a 630 watt hour battery. The weight is coming in 24 to 25 kilos, but get this riders, it's actually fitted with cush core. Available in 4 sizes and starting from a very respectable 4,000 euros. Number 4, the Kelly's Theos F100. The new 100 is coming with a whopping 830 watt hour battery and weighing in at a very impressive 20.6 kilos. And riders, if you didn't see it, a couple of weeks ago or maybe a couple of months ago, I tested the F100 in Adelaide, Australia, and I had an absolute sensational time on that bike. That's the big Super Enduro. So the F100 is more like its baby brother, the trail bike. And it's rolling on mullets, travel numbers of 150 in the front and 140 in the rear. Again, the new Shimano EP801 motor and a battery of 830 watt hours, as I said, coming in at 20.6 kilos, available in only 2 sizes. And the price on the F100, we actually don't have that exact price yet, but I would imagine it's probably gonna come in around the same price as the F90, the top spec F90. So it's you're probably looking at about 8 to 10,000 euros. Number 5, Kelly's Theos R50. And this is an entry-level electric mountain bike from Kelly's. It's got an aluminium frame. It's also got the Panasonic GX motor with 95 Newton meters and a 725 watt hour battery. The new R50 is rolling on mullet. It's got travel numbers of 150 at the front, 130 in the rear. We've got the Panasonic GX with 95 Newton meters with a 725 watt hour battery. Weight's not available, available in 2 sizes. And again, we don't have a price on this, but I would imagine it's an entry-level price. We're probably looking 4,500 to 6,000 euros, somewhere around there. Number 6, the Husqvarna Hardcross. The brand new, completely redesigned Husky Hardcross is a super enduro electric mountain bike. And I'm absolutely loving the new color scheme. And also riders, it's got proper Shorby tires on it. Love that. Let's check the specs. The new Husky Hardcross is rolling on mullet wheels. So 29 at the front and 27.5 in the rear. Travel numbers are 180 up front and 170 in the rear. It's also rocking the new Shimano EP801 motor with a 720 watt hour battery. Weight coming in at 24.6 kilos, available in 4 sizes and starting from 5,500 euros. Number 7, the Vitus E-Mythique LT Prototype. Again, another prototype to come out of Sea Otter. And I think this one's really interesting because it's using a Bafang M510 motor. And I think it's the first sort of mainstream brand to use this motor in its bike. And if you are a fan of the channel, you'd remember about a year ago, I was testing the VMG Typhon, which does have the Bafang M510 in it. And I really, really liked it. And I'm actually doing a deep dive right now on that system. I'm going to tell you riders, it is really impressive. And what I like about seeing Vitus and probably other brands entering and using Bafang is because we're going to see the prices come down because this is a very competitively priced motor. Again, this is just speculation, what I think the bike has from the photos I saw. Wheels, I think we're going to see a mullet. Travel numbers, I reckon it's going to be 170, 160. Obviously the motor's the Bafang M510. Battery wise, I think we're going to see it with an 840 watt hour battery from Bafang, which is the same battery I have in the VMG. You get so much range out of that battery. Weight, I think it probably won't be light. I reckon it's going to be around 25 to 26 kilos. I reckon they will make it in 3 to 4 sizes, and I reckon pricing will be very good. I reckon we'll probably see it at around $4,000 US starting from. Number 8, Thok Gram RC. And isn't frame design a funny thing? Zach, the programmer that does all the back-end work on SamSpikes.net, he texted me and said, whoa, that is a really, really ugly bike. And I said, interesting, because I thought it was actually a really good looking bike. So riders, put it in the show notes. Let me know what you think of it. I think they've done a really good job. It looks like a very interesting job. I think it's a little bit strange that they haven't put like a 720 watt hour or even a 750 watt hour battery in this bike, because they've gone to all the effort to design a beautiful looking, in my opinion, carbon electric mountain bike. And it seems like all the markets, all the bikes now are going 700, 750 or even 800s. So it is a little bit small. Anyway, let's check out the specs. Rolling on mullets, travel numbers, 180 up front, 170 in the rear. New Shimano EPA01 motor, battery 630 watt hours, weight 23.3 kilos, available in 4 sizes and starting from 7,500 euros. Again, as I said, I would have loved to have seen this with a bigger battery, but it does look like a great bike. And riders, before we crack onto that next e-bike, if you're enjoying this video, if you're learning something, if you're being entertained a little bit, do me a favor, smash the subscribe button, put a comment below and like this video. It really, really does help out with those algorithms. Number 9, Rotwild R.X275. And now this is an interesting one. When it seems like most of the e-bike brands are going bigger batteries, Rotwild are going the other way. This bike has a 250 watt hour battery, which is pretty small, but it is a backcountry / cross country e-bike. And it is really interesting. Let's check out the specs. The Rotwild RX275 is rolling on 29 wheels. It's got travel of 130 at the front and 120 in the rear. And it's rocking the TQ motor with 50 newton-meters of power and an internal 250 watt hour battery. Weight coming at 15.6 kilos, available in 4 sizes and starting from 9,500 euros. Probably not my style of electric mountain bike, but 15.6 kilos, it would be a killer backcountry / XC e-bike. And lucky last, number 10, it's 2 electric mountain bikes, but they're not exactly new, they're just an update. And that is the Santa Cruz Heckler and the Santa Cruz Bullit. So it seems right now there's only one model available, the top spec, and it also has the new Shimano EPA01 motor, which does have a bit more power and doesn't have a clunk. It's also dripping in all SRAM new running gear, and it's a SRAM build, and it's also got some really nice new colors. I'm loving that red on the Heckler. Beautiful looking bike. And also, you know, like with how battery technology is going, like the new 830 watt hour battery from Kelly's, I would imagine that battery's smaller and they fit it, they haven't actually changed the frame design, and they fit it in the old frame from last year. Now, it got me thinking, the Bullit is one of the best super enduro electric mountain bikes, but it has a Shimano 630 watt hour battery. I would love to see it, if it's possible, without Santa Cruz changing any of the frames, you know, making new tooling, which is really expensive. I wonder if it's possible to maybe retrofit maybe a 720 into the Bullit, because as I said, it is an absolutely sensational super enduro electric mountain bike. I just would like a bit bigger battery. Anyway, riders, that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the 10 new electric mountain bikes released in the last few weeks. The market is going crazy, and for me, out of these 10 electric mountain bikes, my absolute favorite by far would have to be the GasGas Prototype. Super interesting. I really, really want to know what this motor is. And riders, put a comment below what your favorite e-bike was in this list, or what your favorite e-bike is for this year. I would love to know. And riders, as always, you stay safe out there this weekend, and we are going to see you next week.